everyone, my name is NATASYA binti Abdul MUTALIB. My matric number is D2019108952. First of all, I will tell you that our group choose 3 countries, which is Malaysia, Thailand and also South Korea. We collect our data about new daily cases, recovery cases and also death cases about COVID-19 from 1 March 2021 until 31 May 2021. We collect our data from different websites. Next, in this video, we will explain to you about input file, function file, total, average, percentage and also graph of COVID-19 cases in 3 countries that we choose.
Assalamualaikum and good day to Dr. Annie and everyone. My name is FATIHAH binti MOHAMAD ZULKIPLEE. My matrix number is D201910895541. Now I will explain for the input file that has the data of the COVID-19 cases for the 3 months for the 3 countries in Asia excluding Malaysia. Any 3 months that our group choose is starting from 1 March 2021 until 31 May 2021. The input file for each country containing all the data of the daily new cases, recovered cases and death cases within the 3 months. Here as you can see that I have named all the input file as Malaysia.txt, Thailand.txt and South Korea.txt. All the data about the COVID-19 cases was taken from the different websites. So in this video, I will show you the proof of the website that I refer to retrieve the data and explain briefly how I retrieved the data. So this is the website that I refer to retrieve the data of the COVID-19 cases for the daily new cases, recovered cases and death cases in South Korea. Based on this website, you can see that it shows all the data about the COVID-19 cases in the graph. So for example, from this daily change graph, it shows all the data about the COVID-19 cases according to the specified date. So since our group want to collect the data starting from 1 March 2021 until 31 May 2021, so first of all, I need to find the date 1 March 2021. Okay. Here is, you can see that the data on 1 March 2021, it shows the data of the infection cases is 355, these cases is 2, and recovery cases is 373. So next, you need to take the data and fill into the input file of South Korea.txt. Fill the data according to the row and column to make it easier for the data to be read. So you need to fill the data of the infection cases as daily new cases for the column 1 and recovery cases as recovered cases for column 2 and this cases for column 3. You need to continue to collect all the data until 31 May 2021. The same method was also used to collect all the data about the COVID-19 cases for Thailand and Malaysia. So this is the website that I refer to retrieve the data of the COVID-19 cases in Malaysia. So I collect all the data about the COVID-19 cases based on this graph. As well as for Thailand, I refer to this website and I get all the data based on all of this graph. Okay. Next, you need to create the coding to read the data in the input file. So the coding for the coding to read the data from the input file is ifstream ifp, which is to declare an input pointer, ifp to open the file by referring it as the input pointer. You name the input file that you want, like I name it as Malaysia.txt because I want to read the data from the input file of Malaysia.txt. So next, declare as two-dimensional array because you want to read the data from based on row and column. So declare it as double Malaysia cases n plus 1, n plus 1. N plus 1 stand for the number of rows and n plus 1 stand for the number of columns. Next for int, I equal to 1, I less than equal to n is equal to 92 because we have the total of the row is 92. And for int, j equal to 1, j less than equal to m equal to 3 because we have 3 columns because we separate the data into the 3 columns. And IFP Malaysia cases IJ to read the data through operator. I stand for the row and J stand for the column. See out Malaysia cases IJ. You want to read the data in the output when you debug next ifp.close to close the file.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello everyone. My name is NURUL SHAFIQA HUSNA binti MOHAMAD ZAKILA. My matric number is D20191089-534. Now, my turn to explain about question 2. Before I explain about it, I want to ask you what you understand about function file. Function file consists of its function name, parameters, return value type, and body. For return value type, you can use integer, double, char, and boolean. If you want to use void, you can return any value to the void main. For function name, you can use anything, but remember the rule to use function name. List of parameters like a placeholder. For function body, contains a collection statement that define what the function does.
Okay, now I want to share with you my coding for the question 2. As you can see here, void total numeration double Malaysia cases n plus 1 is the function header. In function header, we have 3 things, which is void is the return value type, total numeration is the function name, double Malaysia cases n plus 1 is the list of parameter. This double total new one equal to 0 until cout is the function body. Since we use void here, then no more return value type to the void main. This part, I try to calculate all the daily new cases for 3 months in Malaysia. Then, we do the same thing for the total recover Malaysia, total death Malaysia, and also for the other country, which is Thailand and South Korea. But remember, we must change the function name for each function header. Then I want to share with you void main. About void main, wait, I want to find void main. Since my friend told before this, we put our data in text file. Then we'll write like 2 dimensions. As you can see here, 92 days times 3 cases. So 92 times 3. Then we must initialize first. As you can see, I write like double Malaysia cases n plus 1, n plus 1. N plus 1 is 92 days times n plus 1 is 3 cases. 3 cases is active, recover, and death cases. IFP measure case IJ is to read the data to the operator. Then, since I want to explain all the data from the text file, I display like this. Cout Malaysia cases IJ. But wait, I want to explain to you to calling the function. If you want to call in the function, we must have 2 things, which is function name and list of parameter. Okay, to call in the function, we must write like this. Total new Malaysia, which is function name, and Malaysia cases. Malaysia cases is list of parameter. We take all the data from the function, from the text file to the header file because we pass to find the total active, recover, and death. As you can see here, we pass
we pass Malaysia cases here and we calculate here. We calculate in total new one. Then we display total. That's all.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm ASWANI binti AHMAD ZAMBRI with matrix number D201910895112. I will present about how to display average and percentage for each country. First of all, we use double to identify out the total daily new cases, total recovery cases, and total death cases. We also use double to define out all the sum of cases. Next, since all the data for the daily new cases arranged in the first column for each row, so the basic coding to read the data from the input file is as follows. First of all, for in I is equal to 1, I is less than equal with n, which is n is equal to 92, represent out with 92 days. And the number of elements that exist, we will increment it as I plus plus. For your information, I is represent as column, while j is represent to the row. Next, we need open the curly bracket. Then, for in j is equal to 1, j is less than and equal to 1, and j plus plus. So, this is for the first row. And we open the curly bracket. We write the total new daily cases for Malaysia, Thailand, and South Korea. Then we close the curly bracket. For the second row, we have for in is equal to j is equal to 2, j less than n equal to 2, and j plus plus. We open the curly bracket. Then we identify out for the total recovery cases for 3 countries, Malaysia, Thailand, and South Korea. Then we close the curly bracket. For the third row, we have for in j is equal to 3, j is less than and equal to 3, j plus plus. We open the curly bracket. Then we have the total death cases for 3 countries, which is Malaysia, Thailand, and South Korea. We close the curly bracket. This is for the first and second and the third row. Next, we go to how we find the sum of the total new and total recovery with total death cases. So, this is how we calculate to get the average and percentage for every type of cases. First of all, we need to find out the sum for all the total of cases. So, we can use it in formula of percentage. Here is the formula that we use to calculate the average and percentage every cases. This is sum 1, sum 2, and sum 3. And next, this is how we find out the average, total new cases, total recovery cases, and total death cases we divide by n, which is n is equal to 92. While this is the formula that we use to find out the percentage, we use the total, divide by sum, and multiply with 100. Next, this is the function how we use to display the details of COVID cases for 3 countries from March 2021 to May 2021. Next, we display out for the average of daily new cases, average of recovered cases, average of dead cases for Malaysia. For the next step, we display out for the percentage of cases in Malaysia. Next, we display out the details of COVID cases in Thailand from March 2021 and to May 2021. Next, in other line, we also have the average of daily new cases, average of recovered cases, average of dead cases for Thailand. We also display the percentage of daily new cases in Thailand, and we use the percentage symbol to identify it as the percentage. Next, for the last part, we display out the details of COVID cases in South Korea, which is we start with total new cases, total recovered cases, and total dead cases. We also display the average of daily new cases, recovered cases, and dead cases in South Korea. Next, the last part is how we display percentage of daily new cases, recovered cases, dead cases in South Korea. Then, we finalize out with cin.get with bracket and we close the curly bracket.
Next, I will show you our three graphs, which is daily new cases graph, recovery rate graph, and also death graph. We collect this data from three countries, which is Malaysia, Thailand, and South Korea. These data are from March 2021 until May 2021. Okay, we will discuss about this graph one by one. So let's start with daily new cases graph.
If you can see, the highest daily new cases from these three countries are from Thailand, which is 9635 cases on 70 May 2021. But it's different for South Korea. This country can handle their daily cases, so it did not show any dramatically increase or decrease in 3 months. Next, if you can see, starting from here, the daily new cases from Malaysia and Thailand keep on increasing until the end of May 2021. Next, we proceed to the second graph, which is recovery cases graph. If you can see, in this graph, Malaysia have the highest recovery cases of COVID-19, which is 5527 in 29 May 2021 compared to Thailand and South Korea. The Malaysia recovery cases start decrease from 1 March to 12 April and keep on increasing till the end of May. Next, if you can see, Thailand have the lowest recovery cases on March, but starting on 90 April, the recovery cases keep on increasing. While South Korea did not show any dramatic increasing like Thailand and Malaysia till the end of May. Then, we proceed to the graph of deaths. In this graph, you can see Malaysia and Thailand keep on increasing their death case starting from 20 April, while South Korea remained and did not show any dramatic increasing like Thailand and Malaysia.
As you can see, this is all the input file for the three countries and complete coding from the question for part A. You can see all the results for the data about all COVID-19 cases through this coding. This is how we create the coding to find the total average and percentage for daily new cases, recovered cases, and dead cases for each country. Then we will get the output when we debug it. Now I will try to debug to display the output. Here is the output, and this is the details of COVID daily new cases, recovered cases, and dead cases in Malaysian country. And this is a detail for Thailand cases, and this is for South Korea cases. Meanwhile, this is the details for total, average, and percentage in Malaysian country, and this is for the Thailand country, and this is detail for South Korea.